All right, what's going on, you guys? So it's been a minute since I dropped a update on a Lucid video. I had to think about, when did last time I dropped the video? Obviously, so I dropped the last video I dropped on YouTube was the market outlook video. If you haven't watched that yet, make sure you go watch that. I think a couple setups still might be at play. There was a gold trade that went crazy on Sunday that played out like perfectly on the charts. I can't wait to do the actual official recap video on that for Friday. So stay tuned for that release. But this video, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Lucid Series. So officially, remember in the last episode, we went over me passing the combine, the winning trade, and then I showed y'all my dashboard of the 50K account. Remember what my rule was? My rule was I said, okay, cool. I don't think I'm going to trade it tonight. I'm going to wait until New York session to trade. Of course, I did not wait until New York session to trade. I did end up trading that night. And at first it started off straight, right? I think I had went, no, it didn't start straight. I wish I would, I need to start really just recording as I'm doing it, or at least like the week got away from me, so I couldn't even record the fresh update as soon as it happened, because then I could have updated everything and showed y'all the setup and everything. So in the future, for all the future combines and stuff and challenges that we do, I'm gonna make sure I whatever happened the day of, I'm gonna just do record that night or record right when I'm doing it, so that way it could be just a raw reaction, raw thought process during that time. But from what I can remember, that night, obviously I remember. So that night, I traded. First setup I took, I had hit break even. Second trade shot me in profit, and then I tried to take one more setup, and then that brought me back to I probably was only in profit like $300 in profit. And then that next trade I took brought me back down and draw down $1,000, right? So if you trade on 50K, you only got 2K withdrawal. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not gonna touch Tokyo session no more. Not Tokyo. It was like, because obviously in that video it was like Tokyo, but it was like later in the night already. So it was around that weird time between like 11 and 12. If you know, you know. Market had just boomed, and that's a pattern that I noticed within myself in the past, and then just even obviously I just made that same mistake for this challenge. In the past, what I would used to do, like whenever I have a winning trade, what I used to do is like not even realizing unintentionally, the market it'll be a fire banger that you catch, and then as soon as you activate and you get ready to trade, I don't know if this happened to y'all before, but the market all of a sudden starts to get choppy. The moves are starting to range more, consolidate more. So if you're sizing heavy into positions, which usually sometimes that's what I like to do on day one, just to build the buffer on the accounts. A lot of people, obviously, I'm pretty sure a lot of people trade like that as well, or some people might gradually build it up too. But usually, personally, what I like to do, have a nice winning trade. My typical setup that I usually look for, build a buffer, and then from there, really scale in way more heavier. Like that's kind of like my thought process. I might do another video on that, going full in detail about that or something. But anywho, so that was the plan. So ended up losing 1,000. I said, okay, cool, no more night trade. I got caught in choppiness, so I sized in heavy. Got caught in choppiness. Um, and I'm talking about like choppiness. It was like bad. So it was like I set my stop loss. Usually I let my trade breathe. That one I let the stop loss sit like a little bit tighter than usual. Got wicked out. Had to take the same trade, and then that's when it hit stop loss again. So two trades, two losses back to back. That's what led to that. My battery about to die. Look at my battery about to die. 1 second, y'all. All right, I'm back. I don't know how my battery is about to die. I guess I have been recording a lot lately. But dang, man, that's crazy. All right, focus. So I'm pretty sure I took two. It was one setup, but I had to re-enter my position because of the getting whipped out of the move, and then that's what led to that night being down $1,000. So we come New York session. The next day, New York session. If I remember correctly, the market was clean. It wasn't clean. It wasn't. It was another choppier day where it was like, all right, if I was in my scalping mode, it would have been cool. But I think since I was in drawdown 1,000, I was trying to recover that $1,000, and then by the time, so I ended up blowing the account. So technically, Dana, I wouldn't even say a day because you didn't even make it to a day. It was Tokyo, it was London, like into Tokyo, going into London, stopped trading, came back during New York Open, and then the market wasn't like a clean push. It was like it wanted to retest, consolidate before it got into the main move. So by the time I could have taken my main move, the market, I think the last shot I took, the set was clean, but my position size was too large, and then that led to me ended up blowing the account before the move actually came. I think it was like I entered the sales, and if you know Nas, you know I entered the sales. It pulled back one good time, and then the overall direction played out. But it's so funny because it's like on my main accounts, on my personal accounts, those trades smack TP because obviously over there we don't got to worry about drawdown rules or anything like that. And it was still like the setup was there. It was just on the funded side. The entry was just off just a little bit. So that pullback that happened, even though my overall direction was right, it didn't hit my stop loss that I had set for stop loss. Somebody just asked a question in the Discord, I think. Yep, one of my personal mentees. But it was one of those trades where we saw it just be like little things, small details. And it's actually funny because I was talking to one of my students about this the other day, where it's like, for me personally, or even for her too, it was more so along the lines of it's not like the way we risk. The only thing that can stop anybody from being a great trader is always just your risk management. If you have proper risk management, you will have a higher probability, especially if you have a winning edge, like especially how we are killing it in the chats. If you have a winning edge, the only thing that can destroy you is your risk management. If you're sizing too heavy in positions, not letting the trade breathe as much as you need to breathe, or just kind of like sizing in too heavy on a contract size, that can lead to you being in drawdown. So like me personally, obviously being down $1,000, that's nothing. That's 1,000 at this point is like equivalent to like $1 for me, especially when we're talking about on the charts. Now, with that being said, and this is something I want to start telling people too. With that being said, if you start realizing, okay, I'm comfortable losing 1,000, I'm comfortable being in drawdown 2,000 because it doesn't matter, because my risk to reward is if I'm risking 1,000 or 2,000 per trade, I'm gonna be looking to make $7,500 a trade. That's good risk management. I will risk $1,000 every single time. If my profit target is set to 345, 3,000, 4,500, 5,000, like that's a great risk management. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, that means you as an individual, and obviously in my case, I know better as well, but me as an individual, if I'm used to 100Ks and 150K accounts, you have to size up, right? You can't you can't be willing to risk $1,000 on a 50K account, because at the same time, that only gives you about one or two trades to actually play out. Versus if you get you a 150K account or a 100K account, you have a $3,000 drawdown limit or a 4,500 drawdown limit. So if I got, let's say we go 100K, let's be in the middle. So if I go 100K, I got $3,000 drawdown limit. Okay, if I lose on the first trade, cool, that's 1,200 down, not tripping. Because once again, if your strategy is good, if I speak for myself, my strategy is good enough, there's no reason I'm losing two trades back to back. The first trade for me is like if I'm on, cool. But if let's say I take a loss first for whatever reason, it's rare now, but let's say it happens. Obviously, I blew the account, right? But it don't matter, you blew it. At the end of the day, you blew it. So let's say, boom, I get hit in the mouth. Some opponent I'm facing in boxing, he hit me in the mouth, he jabbed me, oh, I fell for it. Bet. I understand it now. I lost 1,000. Bet. I understand it now. My next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades, haymakers, uppercuts, sweep, counters. I'm hitting everything I need to hit, right? And now I lost 1,000 on day one, or let's say I lost 1,000 on my first trade. The next 2, 3 trades is hitting about to be 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. So that $1,000 loss does not matter when I have a consistency of being like smacking TPs. So the goal is, honestly, I turn this into a whole lesson for y'all, and just even me just talking about right now. But the goal is basically like, don't let a losing day stop you from missing your setup when the opportunity comes. Or don't let you over leveraging stop you from missing your play happen in the next 5-10 minutes. Because there's been times where like I would blow a combine. Like we can talk about the other combines I used to blow. Like if I blew old combines in the past, I can't count how many times I may have blown a combine. Like I entered, market pulls back, I blow the combine, I check back probably about 5-15 minutes at most. Trade plays out exactly for my move. Insane. So blew that account, like I said. That's the end of this version of the series, but it's not the end of the overall Lucid journey. I think why y'all never told me, y'all could have been in the comments telling me, why y'all didn't tell me that I could, that the pro accounts are same day pass. I just knew I didn't like it because of the daily loss limit. I didn't know they had same-day pass, which means like I can make if I wanted to do the 50Ks again, I don't know. I'll decide if I want to do a series with y'all. But I do have a series coming for the Discord members, and I'm announcing that on Friday in the recap video. I'm not gonna announce it in this video because I'm keeping it separate. Friday recap video for gold. For my analysis that I gave out. I'm gonna announce the series that's coming, the challenge series. I'm doing giveaways in the series and everything. All you have to do is be a Discord member and just engage. Y'all see all the rules when I announce it. It's already finalized and everything. I have everything ready. I just gotta actually record that video for y'all. But dang, I don't know what I was just getting ready to say to y'all. Oh my gosh, what was I just talking about? How did I forget that quick? And then when I go back to edit this video, then I'm gonna see like, oh, that's what you were saying, but it's too late now. I can't remember. Oh, the pros. Y'all should have told me. Lucid Pros is same day pass, and then obviously they got the promo going on right now for Lucid. So I might look into that same day pass, and then obviously you just have the consistency. So if I'm on a hot streak, 3-day consistency, 40%, I'm not tripping. Cool. And then it was something I think I seen something as well about after every payout, the payout cap increases. So I'm gonna look into that more. I'll let y'all know what I will do. Cause yeah, that would be so simple, especially on days where like the volume is there, and we have volatility news. So I think the next couple of weeks actually, market is gonna be booming. For the news is getting ready to drop, and some major news that just dropped today. That's low key not even. I ain't even gonna say too much. I'm gonna let y'all see when the news drop. But basically, some news announcement came out today between the U.S. and another country. Actually, the announcement didn't come out today. People just happen like it's silently being talked about behind the scenes. But just know it's about to get crazy on these markets, and it's about to get crazy overall. So, enough of me yapping. Shout out to everybody that stayed tuned in this video. I will catch y'all. What are you talking about? I will catch y'all later on in the week. This Friday, we'll be going over the new challenge announcement with giveaways and everything that I'm planning on doing and giving back to y'all, as well as the trade recap, how the markets played out. What I called, I'm gonna do gold. We're gonna dedicate it to gold this week because gold was like right on the money. And then for my swing traders, oh my, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.